Am I the a-hole for refusing to pay my mother-in-law for babysitting our toddler? My wife, 39 female, is turning 40 in 10 days. To celebrate, we are taking a 5-day vacation, just the two of us. It's the first time she and I, 38 male, have been away like this as a couple since the birth of our son almost 4 years ago. We planned this trip months ago, and my wife asked her mom if she would be willing to come to our house and watch our son while we are away, and mother-in-law agreed right away. Mother-in-law is in her early 60s, but doesn't have a real job. She will do cleaning for a brother who owns a bunch of rental properties, and it pays her in cash. So, it's not like she has a schedule she has to clear to stay with our son for a few days. Last weekend, my wife called mother-in-law to talk to her about our trip, and to ask if there's anything mother-in-law will need/want us to stock in the house as far as food or necessities. During the conversation, mother-in-law said that she will need $100 per day from us. This is the first time she ever brought up wanting to get paid to watch our son, and my wife was caught off guard and just kind of agreed to it. But when she got off the phone and told me about it, I got upset. I told her that mother-in-law is taking advantage of the situation because she thinks we have no other options. I told her that is BS that she sprung this on us so close to our trip, and I don't think we should pay her anything. I said that I would call my parents and see if they can watch our son instead. My wife told me that mother-in-law won't ask that sort of thing unless she needs the money, and that adding $500 to our vacation trip isn't that much of a big deal. I told her that it's not about the money to me, it's about mother-in-law being sneaky and manipulative. I called my mom and asked her if they would be able to watch our son instead, and she jumped at the idea. Both my parents are recently retired, so they have plenty of free time and would love an extended grandson visit. I didn't explain the reason for the change. I just told them that things didn't work out with mother-in-law. I told my wife that my parents can watch our son instead, and that she should call her mom and tell her that we no longer need her to babysit. She said that she didn't want to do that because mother-in-law was really looking forward to seeing our son, that it has been over 6 months. I told her that if she was looking forward to it that much, she wouldn't be trying to swindle us out of $500. I told her if she didn't want to make the call, I would gladly do it. She reluctantly made a call herself, but it didn't go well. Mother-in-law got upset because we are now depriving her of seeing her grandson. My wife got emotional and ended up backtracking and said she would talk to me and see if we could work something out. After the call, she asked me if there was some way we could figure this out, and I told her we aren't changing anything again this close to our trip. She said maybe we could offer mother-in-law a lesser amount, but I reiterated that it isn't about the money. It's about mother-in-law being sneaky and trying to take advantage of us. Now for the top comments. You're the a-hole. $500 for 5 days of uninterrupted childcare is incredibly cheap. No non-family member would do it so cheaply. I'm also surprised that you don't seem to have planned to give her any money for groceries, activities, or meals out. I understand that you might have thought she was doing it for free as a relative, and that $500 may not be in the budget. I understand why you might decide to save money by having the other grandparents watch the kids. Where you turn into the a-hole is calling her a sneaky swindler or acting like she has no right to payment. The anger you are expressing seems massively over the top for the situation at hand. No non-family member would do it so cheaply. I don't know about that. My wife and I have watched our friends' kids for long weekends before. Never asked for payment. I don't know what kind of people so many of you commenters associate with, that everything has to be a transaction. And you can't just do something for people you care about out of kindness. That's what I was thinking. What kind of relationship do these commenters have? Are they all transactional? 5 days is nothing when you haven't seen your grandson in 6 months. It is not like it's a baby, it's a 4-year-old. Not the a-hole. If she needed/wanted to be paid, it should have been discussed up front. It's not something you bring up last minute. And she should not be offended about being turned down and try to guilt trip Opie and wife into letting her babysit. Not the a-hole. Just confirm that your parents won't want any monetary payment for the expected expenses. Not a chance. Even if I offered, they would refuse to accept anything. Helping family has never been transactional for me. Next story. Am I the a-hole for giving future mother-in-law 3 days to pay me for a new wedding dress, or else I showed a family a photo of her wearing it? So, I'm getting married to my fiancé soon. I bought my wedding dress weeks ago. My future mother-in-law kept pestering me about it trying it on, but I firmly refused. I finally shut it down after she offered me $100 to let her try it on. Her reasoning for persisting so much? She says it's because of her love for wedding dresses and her obsession with them. Fast forward to yesterday. I came home from work early and I found my fiancé at home. He freaked out after seeing me and tried to prevent me from going into my room while trying to text somebody on his phone. I opened the door and was shocked to see his mom standing there wearing my dress. I instantly pulled out my phone and took a photo of her in it. She and my fiancé freaked out after I told her she needed to pay me for a new dress in 3 days, or else I'll show the whole family the photo. She started crying and then left, and my fiancé blew up at me saying I can't be serious, and that I overreacted because his mom just wanted to try the dress on, no harm done. But I refused to listen to him, because in my opinion, the dress should only be worn by the bride and the bride only. Quite frankly, I felt disgusted looking at the dress again. I don't want it anymore. And so I think it's fair that she pays me after she ruined it for me. He yelled at me and told me to wake up and stop treating his mom like that, as if she was an enemy. We had a fight after he failed to get me to back down, and has been staying with his mom since then. I felt awful, but I spent $3,000 on this dress and worked hard to get it. I can't stand looking at it, but people in my family think I'm escalating things and risking my relationship with not only future mother-in-law, but my fiancé as well. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole, but are you sure you want to marry this guy? He stood guard outside your bedroom so that his mother could try on your wedding dress. Do you think he will ever stand up for you against her? Send a photo to everyone invited, with an announcement that regretfully, you will no longer be participating in the wedding but you wish the couple the best. Not the a-hole, but the problem isn't just your future mother-in-law, it's your fiancé. He let her in. He was going to lie and hide from you that she tried it on. He is defending her actions. He disrespected your belongings. He didn't care about your feelings, and still doesn't. He has shown he doesn't care about your boundaries. He decided his mother's want to try it on is more important than your feelings, and that won't go away when you're married. Personally, my petty self would call off the engagement, and the announcement of that would be the picture of his mom in the wedding dress stating, "Unfortunately, I cannot marry fiancé." As it appears, he's already married and emotionally committed to his mother. At the bare minimum, you should postpone until he can respect your boundaries. Do every bit of this. My petty gremlin heart loves it and wants to be friends with you. I thank my mother for the shiny spine she taught me to have, and this is exactly what I do. Thankfully, my own future mother-in-law is a literal angel who makes me glass pendants and sends presents for my dog on special occasions. Update? My fiancé called and offered to pay for the dress himself so we could end the conflict. But he wants me to 1. Hand him my phone so he can delete the photo himself. 2. Swear that I don't have any copies to use against his mom later. 3. Apologize to his mom. 4. And lastly, he asked that I quit his family group chat and log out of Facebook for at least a month. I haven't responded yet, and I'm not sure if I'll agree, because I don't want him to pay for it. I want his mom, the one who wore it, to pay for it. Not being vicious, but trying to hold her accountable. Next story. Am I the a-hole for telling my boyfriend that I don't want to take care of his son anymore? My boyfriend 30 has a son 6. When we started our relationship, he was 2. His mother didn't want me to be involved in the care of their child, and she and I have never really seen eye to eye. In the beginning, it went really well, and his son was here every other week. But the older he got, the less time he has with his mom, and he's with us 100% now since his mom was arrested a year ago. In the beginning, we divided the chores and childcare equally. But 4 months ago, my boyfriend got an opportunity to work on 3 projects, which could lead him to a big promotion. He's always working late, either from home or in the office, and I've been doing all the chores and childcare since then. I cook, clean, get his son ready in the morning, and drop him off at daycare. The only thing my boyfriend has to do is get his son ready for bed. I told him last Friday that from Monday on, I won't be doing the childcare anymore. He got angry, and he said that we're family and we need to support each other. He told me he needed me right now, and that I just need to be patient. I replied saying that this is his son, and he needed to do the majority of the childcare. I've been doing all of it, and it's not fair since he is his father. He then went into the other room, got his son, and told his son that mommy says she doesn't want to take care of you anymore, while pointing at me. I said to not call me that because I'm not his mother, but his son started crying. I of course comforted and apologized to his son, because it wasn't my intention to upset him. My boyfriend is still mad and has been taking care of his son but won't speak to me. I didn't think it was unreasonable. He is the parent and needs to do more of the childcare. And also, the mom doesn't even want me to be involved in childcare, so I'm already overstepping her wishes. My sister is on his side and says I'm at fault since he and I are a family now and he needs my support right now, and that the mother's wishes don't matter at all right now. Like, I don't think this was at all unreasonable, but I'm not sure if I was unreasonable here. Am I the a-hole? Edit. I see a lot of you asking if I work. I give at-home care to the elderly and disabled. I've lowered the number of hours that I work to 20 to 28 hours per week. How demanding my work is truly depends on the day and which client I have on my schedule. Sometimes I have clients in my schedule that don't require a lot of time, and I'm finished by 12 p.m. And the other times I have to work until 8 p.m. It really varies per day. Not the a-hole. Mommy says she doesn't want to take care of you anymore. WTF? You need to break up with this man yesterday. This. How cruel can you be to take your anger at your partner out on a child? Leave him. Especially a child who almost certainly has abandonment issues, given that his bio mom is in prison and who has barely spent any time with his dad for the past 4 months because he's working all the time. This child is going to need so much therapy one day. Exactly. It's bad enough that he pulled his manipulative BS on her, but him hurting and scaring his child in the process is beyond cruel. Not the a-hole. Don't hide behind what the mom would want. Whether you are the stepmom or not is irrelevant here. He's dumping all of the domestic work on you and that is unfair, whether you are a stepmom or a bio mom or whatever. If that is not the life you want, you need to break up and leave, because he's obviously benefiting from you providing full-time childcare and domestic labor, and won't want to give it up because it has value, and he's extracting that value from you and doesn't want to start paying someone to do what you do for free. What he did to the child is such an abusive thing to do too. He doesn't care about the kid at all, just about using the child to beat you into submission with. This relationship is over. If you stay, this is the life you'll have. To add to this, OP's work taking care of the kid and home allows the boyfriend to work on his projects that are leading to his promotions. What is OP getting out of this? She's not married to him, so if they broke up, she'd have nothing to show from her time being a free nanny, while he has benefited greatly. He's taking advantage of OP. Last story. Am I the a-hole for saying again after my sister announced that she's pregnant with twins? My 21 female sister, 32 female, has been married to her husband, 33 male, for 8 years. They already have 6 kids total, the last one born 5 months ago. Yesterday, my sister had announced that she's 3 months pregnant with twins, and while everyone was congratulating her, I said out loud, "Oh my God, again? Can't your stupid husband leave you alone?" I didn't mean to say it out loud, but it slipped out, and my sister looked at me angrily and literally dragged me into another room and asked, "Why the heck did you say that?" I told her that she and her husband have been pregnant every year for the last 8 years and that she needs to take a break. I was worried about her having so many babies in such a short time, and I didn't want anything bad happening to her. She then said, "How about you leave us alone and worry about your own issues? This is my life, so buzz off." My mother told me that I should apologize for being rude, but I told her that I won't apologize for showing concern. But now I just can't help thinking that maybe I was being an a-hole and sticking my nose into other people's business. I was just worried, but maybe I was being a jerk. Am I the a-hole? Edit. Yes, I do babysit my sister's kids sometimes, and all 6 of them at the same time whenever they need me to and if I'm available. They pay me $30 to $50 per hour, but their kids are pretty destructive, and they don't respect other adults like they're supposed to, so it's a full chore watching after them. I'm aware that the stupid husband comment was inappropriate, but I have almost no filter, and my stupid mouth says stuff before my brain can stop it. You're the a-hole. I said out loud, "Oh my God, again?" Rude and a-hole behavior, but somewhat understandable. Can your stupid husband leave you alone? What is wrong with you? You said this out loud and still think you may not be the a-hole? Get out of here with that nonsense. I feel the "you're the a-hole" could come with a caveat. Sure, it was rude, but would be interested to hear more about her sister's financial situation and whatnot. 8 kids is a lot, and as crazy as it sounds, they're all near each other in age. I feel bad for the kids. They're gonna have to be sharing rooms, hand-me-downs, etc. Kids are expensive, let alone 8. I get why you would say that, but their financial situation doesn't matter in this context, in my opinion at least. You're the a-hole. Look, I don't fault you for thinking that. All of my sister-in-laws are prolific Mormon housewives. I have so many nieces and nephews, it's obscene. My wife makes jokes about the 8th kid rappelling down the umbilical cord or falling out when we're alone together. But in front of the rest of the family, we offer our congratulations. She could be perfectly healthy. Sure, maybe not, but she is right. That is none of your concern. If she's not having massive issues with the pregnancies and her husband has never given you abusive vibes, their incessant breeding is really none of your business. Just apologize and explain that you're initially concerned, but now realize that is none of your business. Maybe throw in that you were being biased because you could never have so many children, unless something hinky was going on, but you realize that your sister isn't you, and that you were just happy to know that she's happy and healthy, and really feel bad about embarrassing her and yourself in front of the family.